look here at Devontae Adams. And some massive yardage. It's the Lions and the Vikings on Monday Night Prime Time.
Spread between 4th and 6th Streets in downtown Minneapolis. We welcome you inside spacious U.S. Bank Stadium. Tonight, it's the second of our Monday night doubleheader, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They come in off a loss in the season opener, which doubled as the home opener.
And when you lose that way, at home, season opener, it almost feels like 2 losses. So it's a big fight to get yourselves ready to go to play the next week.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase.
The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
The run there on first down, going to get him 5 up to the 30. Well, this defense for the Lions, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. He'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. And taken right on the 8 yards officially, and the Lions will take over. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. At a glance here at their quarterback, standing 6'3".
And he said he was feeling good in the lead up to the season, and he proved it in a big way in week 1 with 4 touchdown passes. Had the offense moving at peak efficiency right at the start of the year. Awfully impressive.
And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed. But they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
First down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup. Now, this is a quarterback that's already in the top 100 all-time in passing yards, but that last throw going to move him past Roger Staubach on the all-time list. Roger Charles at 22,700.
Don't forget, he also won 2 Super Bowls, played from 1969 to 1979. And I would dare say Roger's numbers would be larger. But remember, he had a commitment to the Navy. A graduate of the Naval Academy, and back then you had to serve your 5-year hitch before you could go on and join the NFL.
Now, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Still first down.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. And a nice run to get him past the original line of scrimmage. A gain of 7. It's 2nd and 8 now. They go play action. Here's Hooker. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's 3rd down. Hooker. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. And that brings up fourth.
Yeah, it's still early in the game. No sense taking a chance on third down and forcing one into traffic. So I like the wise play he made there. Get it to the sideline out of bounds where no one's going to have a chance at it.
And his kick is good. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. Well, Charles, the NFL record is 66 yards. That was 5 shy of that, but only a handful of guys have ever connected from 61 or deeper, and he can add his name to the list.
Yeah, more and more guys are trying it. That doesn't mean the success rate has gone up. That is a long kick. Guaranteed, when he turns on his phone after the game, a ton of congratulatory texts will be awaiting him.
Now Spears to begin the drive. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here. 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. And 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw again. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up 3rd down. We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 43. A good pickup there at 22. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. He'll drop to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Vikings are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say
is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
PAT up and good by Rosas. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. And early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Off play action. Here's Hooker. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack. See what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the 1st at about the 21. That's going to bring up 4th down. Only a gain of 2 there. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. The Vikings ready to go again on offense. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. 3rd and 2. Here's a give to Spears. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion. On 1st and 10, it's Spears. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain, so you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a first down.
Well, part of why that play works is because the defense has to freeze because they don't know whether he's going to hand it off or keep it himself. And this time, how about that sleight of hand there? Gives it to his wideout. And that indecision defensively, boy, it hurt him in a big way.
Hand off to Spears. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the first. Out of the gun to give to Spears. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Here's Spears on 2nd down. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here's 3rd and 10. Back to throw here. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have the Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that situation.
2nd quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. And now a run with Spears. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. So they need 2 yards here on 3rd down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
Rosas' kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, They just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. And Detroit getting set to go now. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. Hooker now off play action. That one into the hands of Adams downfield. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 33 yards that time.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
Hooker on 1st down. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, thrown back across his body. And the Vikings are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Completes this to Addison out left. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. A gain of 8 there on the play. And they'll be left with 2nd and a couple. Here's a run by Spears. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Right back to Spears. Fights through it. Escapes the defender. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 64 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this 1st half.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. They'll run with Spears. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 15-yard line. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the 1st. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. On the toss, it's Spears. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived.
There's Addison. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. His 1st touchdown of the new season. And the Vikings have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. So after the disappointment in the opening week loss, Charles, this looks like really a completely different football team.
They sure do, and I think they realize we can't start 0-2, and they're determined to not let it happen by the looks of things here in the early going.
Rosas good with the extra point, and the lead is now 17-3. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays. And Jordan Addison capped it off with a touchdown catch. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Detroit's offense ready to take over. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
2nd and 10, Hooker back to the air. Finds Gibbs on the check down. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 3rd and 4. Throwing. Hooker. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. The Lions at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to take care of business in front of the home crowd last week.
Yeah, it's always nice to get that opener at home, but now things get a little bit tougher. The good thing for them, though, is they take a little extra confidence with them when they head out on the road.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Hooker's going to throw it. The Vikings after it, and they get there for the sack. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. These sacks are starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try to figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And it may just be the 2nd quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now back to throw. Pass complete to Addison. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They'll go for a gain of 7, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. He'll look to throw. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out. But his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
Are things looking much rosier for him here in Week 2? They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Spears. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. And I think he got a yard to the 41. But we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. He gets it to Addison. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. If they want a first, they need down. Back to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. yards the gain for number 18.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they can be set up with a first and goal.
Here's first and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. They'll look to throw again. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive. From the 2 now, second and goal. Spears is in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Just power football there, down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come and have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Yeah, we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs. And I think they're going to at least take a look at this. Is this a touchdown? That's the question. CD, what are they looking for here?
You just need any part.
So take away the touchdown. The officials rule he did not get the football to break the plane. On third down, here's Spears. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Tyjae Spears, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Vikings will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. So the second down run didn't work. They run it again on third down and get it. To add the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns and 21 points. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Taking it about the 1. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Still going past the 30. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Lions. Point after here coming up. And this is up and good. That'll make it a score now of 24-10. Well, we talk a lot about explosive plays on offense. How about an explosive play on special teams? Certainly one there on the kick return for a touchdown. So let's try this again. After the kick return, TD, here's yet another kickoff. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. Getting set to go again as we... They'll come out throwing here on first down. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Fielded just inside the 30. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. From the gun, it's Hooker. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Gibbs. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And that will wind up just short. He had it online. It ran out of gas at the end, and this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
Yeah, it's been a disappointing first half for him, all things considered. And this can serve as the capper. It's a missed field goal and the rate going, and that's only going to serve to lessen the mood even further.
On 1st down, Spears. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin out in the windy city of Chicago, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 2 touchdown catches in the victory. From there, we'll head down to Charlotte to check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium, and they were winners in that one over the visiting Tampa Bay Bucks. Bryce Young, couple of touchdown passes as his guys win their 2nd straight to start the year. Finally, let's get to the desert to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Hollywood Marquise Brown leading the way with 3 touchdown catches.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the 3rd quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives, try and slow things down a little bit.
No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. 3rd down, Hooker looks to throw it. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a 1st down. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Hooker. And that's complete to Adams. Room to maneuver at the 35. Still going. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 58 yards.
Oh, big-time credit. What a play design there. They wanted to get him loose in the open field, and they succeeded. He had all sorts of room to operate in, and they finally track him down inside the 5-yard line.
This football game. Williams is in for a Lions touchdown. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. Then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Point after, right down the middle. And that cuts the lead to 24-17. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. The Spears with another carry. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to fourth down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
The Vikings send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. That's taken on the 25. It'll be a 39-yard punt. Give them a good 10 yards on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Marching back onto the field now, Davante Adams and company getting set to go. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
First down throw here. It's Hooker. And that'll be incomplete.
At this point in the second half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback. So that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
They go play action. Here's Hooker. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, when the running game's not working, sometimes you just got to take a few more chances down the field. That's a good effort, but it winds up incomplete.
Hooker to the air yet again. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. They'll start out here with a jet sweep, and that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. They'll look to throw here. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. It'll go in the books as a sack and a loss of a yard, but more importantly, it leads to fourth down. The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt, and they will take over 1st and 10. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs, taken down at the 42.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off, and try and chip someone at the second level.
Here is 3rd and 5. Working out of the shotgun, Hooker. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards, the final tally.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 34. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now Hooker. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Hooker. And that is incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And this one is right down Broadway. And that'll bring him back within a point. He's got 9 points on field goals now. He's made 3 of them. That gets him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And for him, it's not his concern, right? He just goes out there when they call on him and goes ahead and puts points up on the board. But the offense has got to get together and figure out.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. He's to the 15, 10, 5. And down inside the 10, they finally stop him. But what a return. It'll be 1st and goal.
Similar to golf, you never want to count a score before it actually happens. But you have to figure, they thought they were going to get 6 on that play. Great effort to keep them out of the end zone, but a big-time return.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. The big kick return nearly resulted in 6. Now they'll try to finish the job here. 1st and goal. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Boy, you'd hate to squander this great field position. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll set up to throw. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. And that sack brings up 4th and goal, a loss of 7. Big play. Rosas' kick is good. And that'll move their lead up to 4 now. So the big return had them fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a 1st down.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. Off play action. Here's Hooker. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down.
Holding.
Let's check in with our referee. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Hooker now off play action. Going underneath. Gibbs has it. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's 2nd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
First target, first catch, and a 1st down.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Hooker now on 2nd down. That's going to be caught. Touchdown. Davante Adams. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead here in the final seconds of the 3rd quarter. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
Here's Smith to return it. This taken in right around the goal line. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. From the 25, here's 2nd down and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he will have the Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Eluding the and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. He'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Back to throw here. He finds his man complete. That's Howell. So no gain on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game. So a big one coming now for Aldrick Rosas. From the right hash, this from 53. Rosas' kick is good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. Well, you talk about clutch. That one was right down Broadway, and this game's all even here in the 4th.
Yeah, he didn't leave any doubt, did he? Good snap, good hold, dead center. Almost like a big-time golfer in a major, firing at a pin from the fairway, trying to win the tournament going down the stretch.
And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. So here come the Lions now. And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this 4th quarter. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Throwing, Hooker. And he's got it to Patterson, complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Here's Hooker. That one into the hands of Adams downfield. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That one goes for 30 yards.
Talk about a momentum shifter right there. Tie game, 4th quarter. These are the plays that win you games. And now defensively, the question becomes, how do you respond?
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Hooker's going to throw it. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to find Jefferson open downfield. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. Big plays back and forth just continue. Both offenses excelling.
And I hear the excitement in your voice while you're calling this game. This hurts my soul as a defensive player, watching these teams go up and down the field and put points on the board.
Do me a favor the rest of the way. Sit back, relax, and just appreciate the offensive dominance that's going on out here.
I'll give it a shot.
They'll run on 1st down. Spears. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 97 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down. Now a handoff up the middle. Spears fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first. looking to throw. That is caught. And he will have the Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Up the middle they go. Spears. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. So on 4th down, out trying. Our 4th quarter time. Rosas' kick is good, and they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And Detroit back in possession of the football. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Hooker to throw it. Flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. A loss of 3 on a sack made by multiple defenders.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback. It's not received the protection he needs, and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Here comes 2nd down. Looking to throw. Hooker. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
Short gain last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely. This defense are saying go right ahead with those. Now Hooker. Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. And they stop him up short of the first down as they give him about the 43. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. One crisis averted, but they still need to move hastily. Here's Hooker. And that is incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Throwing here is Hooker. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Very much in range for a tying field goal as they hurry to the line. Hooker to throw. He's got it complete to Gibbs. They'll come up now. 2nd and 9. Hooker. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick here is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
And we've got free football. 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime after this timeout. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
Taken at the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Detroit's offense ready to take over. I cannot imagine how these players and coaches feel, Charles, because my palms sweating up here in the booth now as we go to the 3rd drive of overtime. And as we know from here on out, any points win this football game.
I'll throw you a towel as well, partner. I've got one for myself, but let's face it, our nerves, our pressure, nothing compared to what's going on that field. Both of the field goal kickers active here early. Can one of them become the hero and end this thing?
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Gibbs straight ahead, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. Hooker. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Well, I know you're toward the middle of the field here, but still, 4th down this distance, you got to punt it right.
That's definitely the first instinct, because you say, okay, let's just play some field position, make sure we don't lose the game here, turn it over in a key spot. But if you feel really good about your trigger guy, if you feel great about him, you might want to leave the ball in his hands and let him work his magic.
And out now come the Vikings. Well, their defense did the job, got off the field without giving up any points, and now, Charles, all they need here is a field goal, and they get the victory.
Yeah, and this is the way I love overtime. I'm one of those really, really old school guys. They're like sudden death right from the beginning. Well, we've got it now because any points wins the game. On defense, get a safety, a pick six, fumble return. You can win it as well. So I'm really looking forward to this series and see how both sides play it.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And this will be a Vikings first down as the tackle made here at the 36.
Wow.
And now we've got a review here. All challenges in overtime, of course, initiated. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On first down, Spears. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That could give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off, but in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
Next score wins, but remember, this will be a tie if the period ends with no scoring as they work on 2nd down. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete. The Vikings send out their punter on for a very important punt here in overtime. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And that will come the offense as they take over. On 1st and 10, Hooker. Caught here by Griffin. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 36 yards on the play.
Just straight money right there. The biggest drive of the game, a chance to win it in overtime. If they've been saving that play, they sure pulled it out at the right time. A huge turn of events there.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Counter play. Here's Gibbs. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 46 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And the Lions are going to win this game. Well, things started off exciting. This one had a high-scoring first half, and nobody let their foot off the gas in the second half either, Charles. And, you know, for them, a really nice victory in a high-scoring output.
You're right about that because so many times we'll see teams come out slow and take a while to get going, and points become a little bit harder to score near the end of games, as we know, because everyone tightens down. But no such issues in this game. The scoring started right away and held up at a steady clip the remainder of the game.